Hi, Bobcats. Here's a video to help you review the different ways of multiplying that we learned. And we're going to do this video with one-digit factors. So my first problem is 87 times 5. To use an area model, I draw a rectangle and I write the extended form of 87 on the long side, and I write 5 on the short side. Where I see the plus sign, I break my area model in parts, and then I copy the numbers that line up with the boxes into the box as a multiplication problem. So 80 times 5 and 7 times 5. All right, 80 times 5 is the same as 8 times 5, 40, with a 0 after it, because there's a 0 after the 8 in 80. And then 7 times 5 is 35. Underneath the line, I copy the plus sign from earlier, and then I add my two parts together, and there's my answer. Distributive property is very similar. I'm going to move the 5 in front, though. It just makes everything nice and neat when I do my distributive property. All right, I copy the 5 times, but now I put parentheses and I put the expanded form of 87 inside the parentheses. Next row, I distribute the multiplication so that both parts are being multiplied by 5, and each part gets its own set of parentheses. Then I multiply each part. I copy the plus sign, and then I go ahead and add. Notice that both methods, I got the same answer, and the area model and the distributive property are very similar. The distributive property is sort of the area model without boxes, with parentheses instead. All right, let's do the long notation form. So I'm going to stack my numbers, and then I'm going to multiply the parts, but instead of writing the expanded form, I'm sort of going to use the expanded form in my head to break the 87 into parts. So 5 times 7, 35. 5 times 80, don't think of it as 8, think of it as 80, 400. Add my parts together, and I still get 435. All right, let's look at the short notation. Now, remember, short notation is the one where we keep most of the steps in our head, and we have the shortest amount of actual writing on the paper. So 5 times 7 is 35. I write the 5. I carry the 30. But because I carried it to the tens place, I only write it as 3, like 3 tens. All right, 5 times 80 is 400. But because I'm in the tens place, I think of it as 5 times 8 tens equals 40 tens, plus the 3 tens I already had. I write 43 in the tens place. And that's how the short notation form gives me 435. So notice, all four methods give me the same answer. If I'm following the rules for each one, they should give me the same answer. But, excuse me, but each one of them looks different. All right, next problem, 53 times 7. So I'm going to draw my rectangle. I'm going to write my expanded form on top and my 7 on the side. Plus sign, break it into parts. 50 times 7, 3 times 7. This equals 350. This equals 21. Copy the plus sign. 371 is my answer. Distributive property, I'm going to switch the order just to keep things nice and neat. 7 times, write the expanded form. Distribute 7 times 50 plus 7 times 3. Multiply 350 plus 21. Add. There we go. 2 different forms, same answer. All right, long notation. 53 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 50, not 550, is 350. When I add, I get 371. And short notation, 7 times 3 is 21. Write the 1, carry the 20 as 2 groups in the tens place. 7 times 5 tens is 35 tens plus 2 tens I already have, makes 37 tens. So 371. So again, 4 methods, you get the same answer with all 4 of them if you're following the rules. So if you're a person that's having a hard time with long multiplication, then choose a method that makes the most sense to you and stick with it until you feel comfortable and confident. And then when you are ready to move on, pay attention to the similarities between your favorite method and the other methods, because when it comes down to it, all of these methods are really breaking the larger number into parts, multiplying both parts, and adding them together. It just makes a difference on how you show that and exactly what order you're going in. All right, let's do 49 times 3, area model, expanded form, 1 digit, break it into parts, write the parts, multiply, copy the plus sign, add it together, 147. Distributive property, I'm going to put my smaller number in front, make everything look nice and neat. 3 times, expanded form, 3 times 40, plus 3 times 9, 120, plus 27 equals 147. For long notation, stack your numbers. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 40 is 120. Add them up, 147. Short notation. 3 times 9, 27. 3 times 4 in the tens place is 12 in the tens place, plus 2 in the tens place is 14 in the tens place. Altogether, we get 147. So as long as you know the form that you're working with, you're always going to get the right answer. Once you have really mastered a form, move on and try another form. Don't just stay stuck with one form, because you never know when you're going to need to change it up, and you never know when they're going to ask you to do something really specific. All right, one more example. Expanded form, 1 digit, break it into parts, 70 times 4, 1 times 4, 280, 4, add, 284. Distributive property, 4 times, expanded form, distribute the multiplication, multiply, add. Long notation, 4 times 1, 4 times 70, add it up. And short notation, 4, 28 in the tens place, there's my answer. Okay, 4 different methods for multiplying. Choose your favorite method and master it. Once you've mastered it, practice doing another method and then another until you have them all mastered. And watch this video as many times as you need. Pause it and try the problems on your own in whichever method you like, and then compare your answer to mine. Have fun learning. Bye-bye, Bobcats.